kitchen. Today I'm going to be making chicken burgers. This is one of my favourites, and I've got to tell you, I've had chicken burgers before and they're really dry. This recipe is not, and I'll prove that at the end of the video. Okay, let's get started. First thing I need to do is chop or cut an onion. So I'm cutting the onion not quite all the way through here, and the same this end. Just leave a little tab. Now I'm going to stand the onion up and I'm going to pull it down and then pull it up, because what that's done is given me a clean area to be able to peel this onion. So just get a bit and pull it round. There we go. Turn it up the other way and do the other side, or the other bit. That is easy, absolutely easy to do. You might need to scratch a few bits off, but that's not a problem. There we go, one peeled onion. How easy was that? All I'm going to do now, using my chopping board, is cut these in quarters. And I'm going to put them in my food processor over here. Then I'm going to just blend them for a couple of seconds, literally. There we go. Now these are coming out, and I'm going to pop them into a bowl. Doesn't matter if I don't get all of these, it's not a problem, because they'll just go round with the chicken in the next bit. So that's my onion. The next thing is I have 2 chicken breasts here. Now these weigh about 450 grams, so that's around about a pound. So what we're aiming for today is to make 4 quarter pounder burgers. Now I'm literally just cutting this down and throwing it into my processor, so it's just some manageable bits. And here comes the second one. Now that's easy on your chopping board. How easy is that, really? So we now have our chicken in our processor. I'm going to wash my hands now and get rid of my board, because we don't want to be touching anything else with hands that have got chicken blood or juice on. So we have our chicken ready. All the seasonings I have are in this bowl here, and I have a teaspoon of turmeric, a teaspoon of echalot, a teaspoon of pepper, a teaspoon of salt, I believe, but I'll put the measurements up anyway. And I'm going to pop that into the processor. Pop on the lid. This is the key to keeping your chicken burgers really moist. We're going to cut this down. You can use a mincer. If you're going to use a mincer, use it on the biggest mince blade you've got, because we don't want this going to a paste. We want this still to have some structure to it. I'll show you that when I'm done. So we're just going to pulse this. We're not going to blend it. Let me see, one more. That's as much as we are going to do. Now I'm hoping you'll be able to see this. This, can you see, it's still got lumps in. It is not a paste. It is really well structured, and that's all we need. We don't need it any more than that. If you make it into a paste, the burgers are going to be very, very dry and not very nice at all. So this bit is quite important. Now I'm going to place it in my bowl. Right, that's it. Into my bowl. I've dropped a bit there, look, I'm not going to lose it. My hands are now covered in turmeric, but whatever. We're now going to just stir that onion through. Use your tummy or whatever. You may have noticed my slip mat has died. I need to get another non-slip mat. I knew it was going, I've been saying this for weeks. But I was using it the other day to cut out some stuff, some pastry, and really it had it, completely had it. So I need to get a new one of those, definitely. Right, so we've now worked the onion through there. We're not going to add anything else to this at all, nothing. That is it done. What we are going to do, however, is chill this now for an hour so it firms up a tad. Then we'll be in a position to shape it. I'll see you when that's chilled. Well, my chicken has rested now and chilled down, which is great. I'm all prepared now. I have little burger papers. I'll put those and this at the end of the video as a link, so that if you want them, or if you haven't got them, they're very cheap, that you'd be able to order them. These come with a burger kit, so that's quite useful. Certainly if you've got one hand, this is easy to do. You can do little ones, and there's a base plate there you can use if you want to do skinny ones, but we're going to leave that to one side because what I'm making today are quarter pounders. So all I need to do now is just sort of mark that into 4 so I know where I'm headed in terms of putting it in my mould. There we go, push that to one side because it's got quite a lot of turmeric on it and I don't want to get covered in it anymore. Paper goes in the bottom of there, and then you put whichever mould you're going to use. If you can use a smaller one, you've got another adapter for it. Now this is where it gets interesting because I want a quarter of this meat that we made, this beautiful meat mix, to go in the mould. Have I got a quarter? About that. A bit more onion in there. Right, I'm going to push it down. Sometimes I make some really weird shaped burgers, which is not really very funny. There we go. Paper on top. Got a bit of onion sticking out, but I'm not going to worry too much. Then you take the press and you push it down, compact it a fair amount, take this off, and there we go. There's our burger, ready to go. Now, if I'm very careful, I can lift that off and place it on here, because I need to put these back in the fridge at the end. So, once again, oh, paper first. I've done that before. Paper, mould, and a quarter of your meat. Oh, there we go. I might cut that slightly bigger, mightn't I? Push it round a little bit, just so you know it's going to reach the edges when you're done. As I say, I make some really weird shaped ones, even with a mould. Sometimes my husband says to me, why didn't you use the burger mould? And I'm like, I did. So, you need to pay a little bit of attention with this. So, paper, mould, push, push, and squish it together. There we go, there's another one. Pick it up and place. Now we're only going to get 4 out of here, so just continue like that. If you don't have these, or don't have these papers here, you can just cut a square of paper out. If you do order this kit, however, it comes, as I said, with the papers, and you can actually buy these papers. As I said, I'll give you the link for that. So all you've got to do is make 4 of these. Really simple. If you've got the mould. I suppose you could use a cookie cutter, but then you would still want the squares of paper, because you're never going to pick these up to cook if you don't do that. I just think this is well worth the investment. I think this was about €8, €9, and it saves so much hassle. And you can use it for other things as well. It doesn't have to be for burgers, does it? Let's face it. Oh, look at that, 2 papers left. That is so good. I'll have to order me some new ones of those, along with my mat, because my mat has died. That is it. It has gone to its maker down at the déchetterie where I live, unfortunately. There we go. Got a bit there I'm not wasting. Push it round a bit. I think if you can see on that camera, if you leave it just how I've put it there, you're going to end up with meat one side, not the other side, and it'll all squish out the top. Oh, we're not going to push that one quite so hard. There we go. And there's our 4th one. I'm going to pick it up. Oh, she says, find an edge and place it on here. Right, I'm going to pop these now into the fridge to chill right down. I'm not going to touch them again until they are really nice and cold and ready to cook. My burgers are all properly chilled, and I'm just heating some oil here. Look at these. I'm going to take the paper off one side, and then I'm going to plop that carefully into the pan. And here we go. These are starting to look gorgeous. This just wants cooking through a little bit. I've already flipped them over, so a few more minutes each side, and then I'm going to do a taste test. Can't wait. I've pan fried one, and now I'm going to try it. Maybe a tad hot. Oh look, beautiful colour from the tumeric. That is lovely. And our burgers held together really well. Oh yeah. That is so tasty. That is so tasty. Look at it. Not a dry bit of meat there. The key to it is really not to make that meat into a paste. That is beautiful. You can see the bits of chicken still in there, but they've been marinated into all of those nice spices and things we put in there, and that turmeric has given it a beautiful colour. Really good. Now, clearly these are quarter pounders. You could make them smaller and make 8, couldn't you? But they are absolutely delicious. I'm going to cook these tonight and obviously put them in burger buns. And all it needs is maybe some mayo over them. Bit of lettuce, a couple of bits of tomato, as you like. But I can assure you that tastes really good. Look at this. Just like this. I do it just like that. Really good. So, all I've done is I pan fried them on one side, put them in one side. Once you can see it got turning white halfway up, flip it over and do the other side. So I'd say about 4 minutes each side. Done. No more than that. No dryness here because we didn't turn that to a paste. Anyway, if you liked what you saw, please like, share, subscribe to see me making more delicious, affordable food. Thank you for watching.